In the room. Hi, my name is Iman Nuruddin. I'm a licensed psychotherapist specializing in grief, trauma, and sexuality. Today's session in the room is a one-time 4-hour intensive session which is compressed to about 40 minutes. It's about a young international college student living in Bahrain who has the habit of self-harming. After breaking up her engagement with her cousin, she met a young boy who she fell in love with and has an on and off relationship with the hopes of getting married. Yet she recently found out that his parents don't approve of her. She comes in to talk about him, yet we find out what's going on stems from very deep issues.
So the only thing that made me express myself was music. Just listening to music, and now I feel related.
Yeah.
Driving and listening to music, that's it. So I kept cutting myself more and more.
Okay, so you didn't stop from that time?
I stopped for maybe for 1 month.
Okay.
Because I was busy with uni شوي.
Yeah.
That's why. And what was good and I had a summer course in uni. That was good لأن أنا كنت خايفة إنه يجيني وقت أكون فاضية فيه. And I didn't know what I'll do.
You didn't know how to, okay. Yeah. You didn't know how to stay with
Yeah, I was trying my best زين إن ينزلون المادة اللي أنا لازم أخذها زين عشان أنا I have something in the summer ما أقعد في البيت كذا. لأن if I'll go back Saudi I'll stay the whole 3 months with my mom. I'll freak out. I'll freak out. I'll completely freak out. I don't know what will happen.
Yeah.
I was like, I have to do something. So I remember going to the doctors. لازم تنزلون المادة. لازم تنزلون المادة. And then they did. That was something good. يعني at that moment بعد I was busy with uni, so ما كان عندي وقت إن I do anything, you know. Well, I wasn't with him at that time بعد في بداية السummer course. So بس يعني مع الفترة إن we got back to each other, we really got close to each other more than what we was. صرنا كل مالنا يعني نصير so close to each other. Like I never thought إن he was so in love with me يعني هالكثر. I couldn't realize إن someone one day will really fall in love with me. Yeah. Especially from my experience in life with everyone, family and my ex and everyone. I started cutting myself, and I remember في العيد my cousin showed up in our house. And that day كانت my best friend اللي هي بنت عمي اللي we were together since we were young. She's more than a best friend. She's more than because she's like a sister to me. Yeah. I remember كانت يومها عندنا. So احنا every Thursday we gather in our house. Yeah. But that day he came وأنا صار لي يمكن سنة وشيء ما شفته. I went to my room. I cried and I took something sharp and I started cutting myself. And I was like, why am I cutting myself in here? I'm gonna cut my wrist. خلاص.
People self-harm in many ways, and cutting oneself is just one of the many. Sometimes self-harm is invisible, such as substance abuse or degrading self-talk, and other time is visible. This is done to help cope with intense emotional pain as it distracts the mind from the scar itself. It's at this point when I realized that the emotional pain was so much deeper than the recent split with her boyfriend, and I wanted to dig deeper into understanding her relationship with harming herself.
خلاص. I'm done. I don't want to do this. Like, I remembered all the pain he caused me. I remembered everything. And I realized بعد إن this guy who I am with now is actually hurting me. He is hurting me. So I was like, okay. So I started cutting when I just started, my cousin دخلت الغرفة. So I don't know what happened. It's like كأنه مكتوب إن هي تدخل عشان أنا I don't do it. So قطيت هذا الشيء خشيته وراي and I was like full of tears and she was like لا تزعلي ترى ما يسوى ما شنو كذا.
What do you tell yourself in that point?
What do I tell myself?
Yeah.
When I cut myself?
Before cutting yourself. So you feel the pain.
Yeah.
You're by yourself, or you're not distracted لأن ما عندك university ما عندك شيء يشغل بالك.
Yeah.
صح؟
Yeah, I feel like I'm always fighting to raise my GPA, fighting to get graduated, just to let my mom see me.
At this point, I realized the pain came from a more complex relationship with her mom.
Because my two brothers ما كملوا دراسة. And my sister did.
And right before you're cutting, you're telling yourself, I don't want to fight anymore.
I don't want to fight anymore. I want to end this.
I want to end this.
I want to end my life.
I want to end your life.
Especially that I can't write. I feel like, okay, so I'm a person who hates technology. So I still write with papers.
Okay.
I love writing the pen. I love the papers, actually.
Yeah.
So I have this file that has all my writings, and I wrote a note. Please publish my writings in case something happened to me. And I have this note inside the file. So I was like, I can do this. Like, they will know how to publish my stuff, my writings. It will be published.
Yeah.
Especially that I have a page on Instagram, so people know me. So it's fine, even if my work didn't get published. Some people know me, and that's fine.
And why does that matter to you?
I just want people to know that. I just want people to know that I'm in pain.
Yeah.
And I can feel who's in pain.
Yeah.
I can feel, especially girls who are in pain, guys, especially in our society.
Yeah.
I want them to know that someone is feeling you, someone is understanding you. You're not alone.
They're not alone, but what would your death do for them though? Like, I understand that part. I understand how your writing can show people that they're not alone and can give them hope. But your death won't give hope. Your death will say, this is the only way I figured it out. Right?
It is, yeah.
For the purpose, for what you're saying is your purpose.
I don't know, I feel like I wanted to do something good.
Yeah.
I was actually thinking about figuring a way to heal myself and to share it with people so they can heal themselves and
that would be
on.
great.
Yeah. I always wanted to do that.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's happening for me lately that I want to, but it's just I can't.
Yeah. Tell me about this I can't part.
I feel like I am present inside myself. I feel like at least the only thing I'm good at is writing, that I can do. The only thing that I love doing, the only way that I express myself, I can do.
You can't do right now.
Yeah, then what's the purpose of me living? What's the purpose of me continuing?
Yeah.
Okay, I still have that dream to work abroad and to have my life.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when I grew up, I always think about my mom and dad. Like, how would they be alone? Sometimes I feel like I'll stay with them, and sometimes I feel like, no, I want to go. I want to leave home.
Okay, tell me about the part that says I want to stay with them.
I love my dad so much.
Yeah.
He means the world to me. He's like everything to me. And I know how he's so stressed in life with everything, and how he's fighting and working hard.
And you get that. You get that fight because you're fighting too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I see how he's so tired of my mom being 10 عليك. I feel like sometimes I see my mom, I see them, and I'll be like, شلون كل هالسنين ما زهقتي من كثر ما تحنين؟ how يعني how he's a human too. he's a human يعني بس يعني خلاص متى بتحنين عليه على أشياء يعني ترى بعد he tried his best. he gave us the best life يعني الحمد لله ترى عندنا بيت. we have a house in Bahrain يعني he's doing something كلها تشوف إنه he doesn't do anything. And it hurts me.
And I think you see that because from what you said that she does the same to you.
Yeah.
For all that you've done, she doesn't see that you've done anything.
That's why I don't want to leave him alone.
At the beginning of the session, she expressed how toxic her mom's relationship is with her. She felt that no matter what she did, her mom was incapable of loving her. So you staying with your parents, the part of you that wants to stay with your parents is to protect your dad.
Yeah. I want him to feel that I'm here with you. It's
is that what you need? Someone for you to feel that someone is there for you?
I don't think it matters now, because the most person I really wanted to be with me, it was my mom, but I never could. And I gave up on that because no, she's the last. Now I do realize that she's the last person who I want. So no. I still feel like يعني أحس إنه في أي لحظة إنه I'll just commit suicide وخلاص. Like I just want to leave.
وش دخل؟ إيش دخل شلون نطيتي من هني لهنا؟
Like I just
what happened?
I just want to
شرحي لي
I just want to end everything. I want to stop everything.
Stop what? What is everything? من عارف في بالك it's there. It's clear but tell me. I don't know. What's this everything?
I don't want to fight.
You don't want to fight?
I don't want to fight.
You don't have to fight.
I don't want to fight my family. I don't want to fight my mom. I don't want to fight my mom at all.
Why are you fighting? Tell me about that. لأنه ما قلتي لي وايد about it. I know that you have a rough relationship with it, and you told me في البداية شوية أن you were unwanted and you craved her love. وقلتي أن you're attached. You saw her as your idol, بس أن but there's nothing and you can see it, isn't? But that's all you told me. So in all of that, I can see the no love there, and the craving and the wanting of a small child wanting the love of their mother. That it's يعني حقك. It is your right to want that. But where's the fight that you're experiencing? What's the fight that you're experiencing? Tell me about that part.
It's because she's trying to control me and everything. And I don't want her to control my life.
And how is she doing that?
She doesn't want me to go out. She يعني تبيني ما أطلع، تبيني ما أسوي أي شيء. She always شاكة فيني إن أنتي you're not doing something good.
But you are.
Yeah, I am. But she always gave me this feeling since I was young.
Even when there was nothing.
Even when there was nothing, she always gave me this إن أنتي يعني قاعد تسوي شيء غلط.
كانت تقول. What are the things that she kind of said?
ما تبيني أطلع مكان. يعني she was so strict.
Okay. Then usually people when they're strict because they care. And they're doing it in weird ways. But you say that your mom doesn't care. بس قلتي she's protective بس مو عشان تحاتيني. She's protective عشان شيء ثاني.
Because
so explain that.
If she really cares about me.
Yeah.
If she's protective.
Yeah.
So protective. بس شلون أنا أشوف إن she doesn't really care about me.
She
just care about what she wants.
Yeah.
لأن when my sister went to Australia, زين, she was alone.
Because she trusted your sister.
She trusted her.
And she doesn't trust you. And where do you think that comes from? Because I'm trying to make sense of what's going on.
I did يعني wrong things, but not really wrong things. the only
هي يعني تبالغ على الأشياء اللي كانت صغيرة يعني
يعني-
you rebelled but it's not that big of a deal.
yeah يعني she once knew that I was talking to a guy.
Okay.
Okay, and it's so silly يعني.
Mm.
My sister يعني راحت أستراليا وكان عندها friends and it's fine.
Mm.
So
But she trusted her
she
and
trusts
she
her.
doesn't trust you.
She knows that she's there alone.
Mm.
And my sister يعني she lied all her life عليهم.
إيه. But then yet الشك يفيج.
كله طاح فوق راسي.
إيه.
Like everything happens in the house يطيح فوق راسي أنا. So from that moment she never trusted me more. She
يعني
never
كم كان
trusted-
عمرك؟
I was 14. Sorry, no. Before I talked to my ex. Before that.
So that would be 11, 12.
12.
12.
Yeah.
Because that would be after. Because you said you think you were abused sometime when you were a kid. And you said 11.
No. I was abused when I was almost 5 years.
5 years old. Okay. Okay. And do your parents know about that? No one knows about that. Okay, so that's not because of that they had gone to trick speech. So then, tell me about before then. How was your relationship with her before then? Before she caught you? And she decided to label you, in that kind of form. How was it before then?
What was يعني
And there were good days and there were bad days.
there always
Explain some of the bad ones.
يعني she always wanted to control me. كانت تبيني دائما أسوي الأشياء اللي هي تبيها. أنا I never wanted to do يعني في أشياء يعني ما أبي أسويها يعني.
How's her relationship with her parents?
أبوها my grandfather died when she was 3 years old.
Okay.
And then they lived with أمها. يعني عاشوا مع أمها. They all sacrificed عرفتي؟ يعني كلهم بنوا نفسهم.
إيه بس شلون كانت علاقتها ويا أمها؟
I never knew.
You don't know.
I never knew.
No. Okay. And then, so you're a kid, your mom's trying to control you. You see that she doesn't do that to your sister.
At all. كانت تدلع إخواني وأختي يعني like ما بقول إن هي ما دلعتني ما بقول إن هم ما عطوني بالعكس.
Okay. So they were good.
Yeah, they were good بالعكس.
Yeah, but compare.
I'm grateful. But comparing to the three of them and me, there's a big difference.
Will your siblings say the same thing?
They always told me since I was young إن أنتِ مريضة نفسيا. I remember my mom used to tell me that since I was young.
أنتِ مريضة نفسيا?
Yeah.
Why would she say that?
I don't know. She always says إن أنتِ.
لما شو تسوين؟
Because إنه يعني لما شيء ما أبي. أنتِ نحيسة أنتِ مدري شنو أنتِ أصلا مريضة. أنتِ نفسيا. And even my brother تعلم هالشيء منها. So he was always like نفسية أنتِ مريضة نفسيا. My mom has this thing إن هي شوي يمكن جافة.
Yeah.
Like يعني sometimes I call her أقول لها يعني إيش دعوة يعني لما جيت البحرين إنه أسبوع كامل يعني she never calls me or asks about me. So sometimes I call her أقول لها
So you still crave the love.
Yeah أقول لها إيش دعوة يعني ما تدقين علي يعني تسألين. قلت لها خلاص أنتي أبوك معاك شو أسوي لك؟ She literally says that. يعني أختي لما راحت أستراليا أبوي كان معاها الفترات إنه كان يرجع فترات يرجع بس she stayed يعني alone بعد لحالها for a long time. كل يوم كانت تتكلمها. كل يوم كانت تتكلمها. She was always with her at the phone.
Yeah.
It's like why don't you ask about me? يعني أقول لها.
And what do you tell yourself about that?
I tell myself that she doesn't love me. I don't feel that she really loves me. يعني أقول لها ماما وحشتيني. تقول لي يلا زين توحشت العافية. I feel like لدرجة إني صرت أقول لها قولي أنتي بعد وحشتيني. I keep telling her this إن قولي بعد. تقولي زين. It's like I don't understand.
Yeah. And what do you tell yourself about yourself when she does that?
I regret. أقول ليش أنت قاعد تقولي لها يعني؟ إنه ما في فايدة. تعرفين إن هي ما راح تقول لك شيء.
Yeah.
تعرفين إنه ما في شيء بيتغير. ما راح تقول شيء. ليش قاعد تقولي لها الحين؟
Do you think she loves you? Do you believe that she loves you?
She has to.
But she has a weird way of showing it.
Yeah. So weird. She
Yeah.
tries actually to. She tried many ways and many times to
Yeah.
ruin my relationship with my dad.
Yeah.
دائما كانت تقلب علي كلها تقول لبنتك ترى قليلة أدب، بنتك ما تحترمني، بنتك أصلا مو محترم، بنتك نفسية، بنتك كلها تسوي اللي في راسها، كلها they see me as this person اللي أنتي مو مهتمة.
Yeah. So, if we were looking at your mother, you see her actions,
Yeah.
but you don't know what's really going on. And I think, and my hunch says, something happened in her childhood, and she doesn't, something that she doesn't really like about herself, she sees you in it. She sees that.
This is what I thought about.
Yeah, she sees that,
Yeah.
and you remind her of that part.
Maybe.
Yeah. But that doesn't mean you're not worth the love. I think that's the thing that
Yeah.
scares her the most, because we rebel. When we don't love, we don't care. And when we don't care, we completely ignore.
Yeah.
And if we completely ignore, we won't pretend to be protective. We won't pretend to be strict. We won't even be rude. We're rude and we're strong, and we push the things that will hurt us the most.
Yeah.
We push away, like the way you pushed away all the guys, you push them away because you don't want to get hurt anymore.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't care about them, that they could hang out and have a good time.
Yeah.
صح? Yeah. And so, and this is why I asked you, do you know what happened with her
Yeah.
mom?
I
And
never
then-
know anything about her.
Yeah, and
She
and-
never talks.
and she never talks about it.
She never
And
at
people
all.
sometimes just don't talk about these kind of things because there's nothing to say. We talk about the good times.
Yeah.
We talk about things that are good, things that we want to pass on to our children. أبي أعلمش شلون أمي اعتنستيني، أبي أعلمش إذا ما في شيء أبي أعلمش وأبي أنسى. And that is my past and I don't want to bring it here. Then I don't talk about it.
That's why I always wanted to get married, and I always wanted to have kids عشان I give them the love I didn't have.
Yeah.
I always wanted, I always, when I think about kids, I always like such عيالي بحبهم. I'll do everything for them.
Yeah, because you know
I'll do
how that
everything.
feels.
Yeah, because I know how it feels like such أبي أخليهم يحسون بمعنى الحب.
Yeah, but what we want to make sure is that strength that you show, that strength that you see, also makes you feel lonely. Because no one is sharing it with you.
Yeah.
Because you're pushing people out. The closest people don't even know.
Yeah. I can't.
And your best friend, which is the paper and pen, even that sometimes you don't want to tell them. That's how much you push things away, and you push people away, and you even push your purpose away, because your purpose is your best friend,
Yeah.
and you push that away from yourself. But that makes you even lonelier. That creates you being all by yourself. Yeah.
That's why I don't know what to do.
Stop fighting.
Then what should I do with life?
What should you do with life?
ما أدري شو أسوي. أحس what to do then. Okay, I'll give up on fighting.
Yeah.
Then what?
Just be.
What should I do with him? What should I do with
Stop with the stories that destroy you. Stop with your stories that destroy you. Your mom loves you, but she doesn't know how to. Your dad's doing a better job at showing you how to.
Yeah.
Okay? Being like, just for instance, you said, I found out I was unwanted. Now that makes sense why she doesn't love me.
Yeah.
That was your meaning. When I hear someone says, I found out I was unwanted, I was a mistake, all my 3 kids were mistakes. But that doesn't mean I don't love them. I'm a mom of 3 ولا واحد was planned. خصوصا اللي جات في النهاية 5 سنين عقب الباقي. I thought I was over being a mom of kids. But that doesn't mean I love her any less. It doesn't. It just means somehow, some way, although I had protective sex, I still got a baby. You know? But that doesn't mean I'm not in love with my daughter. It just means like sleepless nights. I have to teach her how to go to the bathroom. I thought I was over that part of my life.
You're done,
I thought I was done with that part. And you are the youngest. And that's what maybe the unwanted and the mistake means. Because most of us لما نقولها بالغلط. And I know that's hurtful when we say it's غلط. It's not because we don't want you. It's at that time we didn't know the blessing that we were going to get. And we saw the struggle and the fight that's going to be ahead. And we thought you were done with the fight. And now we have to go back to all of that again to try to nurture a new baby into the life. Yeah. But you see, the meaning that you give is so much hurtful. The meaning that you gave is so much hurtful. And why I think it's not the meaning you gave is because the person that told you was your dad.
It was so
It was not your mom.
Yeah. It was so heartbreaking that I hear this from my dad.
Because the meaning you gave it was heartbreaking.
Yeah. That's right.
Because the meaning you gave it was heartbreaking. And you completely did not recognize that the person that was saying it to you was the person that actually is there for you. The one that you have a closer relationship with. The one that you live with in Bahrain. The one that trusts you to go out with your friends and come back. The one that ما عندها التعقيدات كلها.
Yeah. But my mom's got تضغط عليه.
تضغط عليه. And then he's human. عرفتي? Remember, they were together before they had kids. They could be, their story could be you with this guy. You still don't have kids. There's a whole story behind you before that even happens. And we sometimes forget that. But he's still battling that. But he's the one that told you. And this is why, for that person to tell you, it means it meant nothing. Because I'm not going to say it to hurt you. Honestly? When it's the person that's cruel that tells us, then maybe there's a lot of meaning behind it that might be interesting to understand. But when it's the person that is not cruel to us, that tells us, then we know whatever meaning that have, it is not as devastating that the one that you came with.
I actually, لما عرفت reason, I was like, okay, I was fine with it. It was heartbreaking شوي. And then I was like, I moved on. I was like, okay, at least there was a reason. عشان كل اللي هي قاعد تسويه شوي. But this makes sense at least.
It makes sense, but that's such a sad story.
It is.
It's such a sad story, and you decided to unless we have evidence, there's no need to choose the worst. I'm just giving you one scenario. I don't know your mom, I don't know the story of your dad, but I've seen a lot of people to know how people think. I've seen enough of their life, and I don't have the emotional baggage that you kind of have to kind of see it from, could that be true? What part of it is true? Okay, and it is true that your mom could be very cruel. Okay, that part is true. But it has nothing to do with you. It never has to do with the kids. Wherever I struggle with my kids is because of my issues that I'm seeing in my kids. Okay, and it's the more they remind me of myself, the worse it is. Especially if they remind me of the bad side of myself. The sides that I don't like.
لهالدرجة هي كل شيء تشوفه فيني.
إذا أنت you like it, she sees that strength. She sees that strength. She doesn't see the pain. You hide it so well.
تصدقين آخر مرة I went to her and I told her كنت خلاص بالفجر and my eyes كانوا خلاص full of tears and I was like ترى أنتِ ما تعرفين أنا إيش فيني. أنا فيني كثير. And she was like إيش فيك أنتِ؟ ما فيك إلا العافية. كل شيء عندك. كل شيء مسوين لك. إيش تبين بعد؟ إيش أنا بعد شيء؟ And I was like for once I came to you and I wanted to tell you everything.
Then let's talk about that.
For
Why
once.
do you keep going?
Keep going, what?
Why do you keep going to her?
I never went to her.
No, but why do you do these things? الجيسين النبض. الجيسين النبض.
I want her to.
And you expect.
I wanted to let her see that I'm in pain. أنا قاعدة أتألم. حسي فيني شوي بس لا تضغطين علي.
ما تعرف. لأن ألمك إذا كرهب ألم. ما تعرف. And the way she's dealt with it is the way you dealt with the guys. It's like, nope. I can see you crying, but this is too much for me. And the way she learned to deal with it was that way.
I never wanted to be like her.
But you did.
Yeah, and this is
And
the
you
worst
did.
thing I hate.
And maybe, you know what? Next time you want to cut, and next time you want to do something, okay? I want you to take a picture of her. And say, I am now exactly like you. And that is who I am. I am you.
I never want to accept
And that's-
this reality.
Huh?
I don't want to accept this reality.
Then you need to not be her. But when you are her, that disgust of being exactly her and what that means will hopefully, you see that shake that you did, and hi,
Yeah.
huh? Is the reason why you throw the knife and the sharp side. Because every time you do it, you're becoming more of her. And you need to remind yourself of that. You see you. You don't need anyone else to see you. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, I see you. I see your pain. I see you, and I will take care of you. Stop the fight. You love the fight, but then it gets too much and you're like, I don't want to fight anymore. But yet, you purposely choose the fight. The minute you choose him, and you're going to fight for him, knowing where he is. Because you want the fight. Because at least he sees you. At least, in his very weird way, he chooses you. Your mom not loving you has nothing to do with your worth and not being loved. Your cousin, in his messed up ways, was showing you love in the way he thinks love is, which is not what you want, because you made that decision. Okay? And you need to find that, but that starts from where? From you. Every time you feel that pain, you look at your mom, you picture, عندنا التلفونات, and then you say, I'm becoming you. And if you don't want to become her, say, I don't want to become you. That's not who I am. Find strength in your mom. Find that strength in that, knowing that you don't want to become that. So what I want you to do is what you see in the movies all the time. I want you to close your eyes first. Close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths. And as you're breathing, just relax. I want you to see yourself as a kid. 5, 6, 4, whatever age. The kid that was just touched and not understood. That at that time someone should have hugged her and said, it's not your fault. It's not. It's at the time that someone should have hugged her and said it's okay. It's the time when the mom hugged and cuddled as needed. At that time, as you look at the girl, confused, I want you now to tell her that you love her.
Yeah, I do love her.
Tell her that although life will suck for you, but things will get better. And that you are loved.
Yeah, I am, and she is loved. Yeah.
And that she's strong. But that doesn't mean she has to hide her weakness. Because she can come to you.
Yeah. I'll always be there for her.
The way your mom should happen. I want you to close your eyes now. And I want you to imagine as if you're hugging her. Just be there with her a bit. See her, let her know that she's seen. Everything will be okay. Now I want you to imagine your mom in front of you. What do you want to tell her?
I hate you so much. I hate what you did to me. I hate what you did to me. I was supposed to have a normal relationship.
I deserve your love.
Yeah, I do deserve your love. I don't deserve this pain.
I need you to see me.
Yeah.
See the pain that is within me. Say it.
I need you to see all the pain inside me.
Now that you heard that your mom said that she loves you, but she doesn't know how to show it. And that she's very sorry for all that she's done. And it's not that she doesn't see your pain. It's just, it's your pain that scares her and she doesn't know what to do. Just one thing about the slice of bread that I want to tell you about. Promise yourself that when you finish that book, you'll end it. And your subconscious believed it because you meant it when you said it. It's not going to allow you to finish that book because the job of your subconscious is to keep you alive. And if to keep you alive means you're not going to finish that book, and to give you a writer's block, it will give you that writer's block forever, Habibti. Okay, we need to let go of that promise. Throw it out. Far, far away.
Yeah.
Is it shaky had a promise? by cutting that letter that you've written inside to prove to yourself that that's not the truth. Make that commitment to let it know that's not the way it is. Because yes, with pain, you need your best friend. Okay?
I miss my best friend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay? So once this all kind of sinks in, then give me an update. How are you?
Sure.
How are you feeling? How's your life? Where did it go? Okay? Yeah?
Now I need a hug. What do you mean that?
There.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, actually, Mama Hamza,
Is
isn't it? And how did you make me really see someone in front of me?
It's funny how the mind works, huh?
Yeah.
It's funny how the mind
You're
works.
genius, Iman.
It's funny. It's very funny how the mind works. So I asked the clients to message me 2 weeks later to tell me how they're doing. So this is what she says. I want to thank you from the deepest part of my heart for giving me this chance. It made me feel different. And it actually opened my eyes into more things that I haven't seen before. It made me have peace with my past and myself. It made me so much more calm. I don't fight with myself anymore. It was very powerful. I am doing my best to make everything better for myself and my future. I'm actually now taking the time to prepare my book. Hopefully, by New Year's it will be published. I keep hearing your voice of everything you said.